In today's video, we are going to be talking about 21 of life's paradoxes. What do we mean by a paradox? Well, according to Mr. Google, a paradox is a seemingly absurd statement or proposition which, when investigated, may prove true or well-founded. In the context of today's video, we're going to be talking about some paradoxes people spend a long time trying to figure out. Especially the last 4 or 5. They're pretty life-changing. As usual, I hope you extract as much value out of this video as I did making it. Number 1, the Persuasion Paradox. Have you ever noticed that the most argumentative of people rarely persuade anybody? And it's the most persuasive of people that don't argue, they observe, they listen, and they ask questions. My voice nearly went there. Argue less, persuade more. Persuasion is an art that requires a paintbrush, not a hammer. The second one is the effort paradox. You have to put in more effort to make something appear effortless. Effortless, elegant performances are often the result of a large volume of effort or gritty patience. Small things become big things. Simple is not simple. Simple is not simple. Next one, the wisdom paradox. I'm gonna put on my glasses for this one. Albert Einstein once said, "The more I learn, the more I realize how much it is I don't know." The more you learn, the more you are exposed to the immense unknown. This should be empowering, not frightening. Embrace your own ignorance. Embrace lifelong learning. That's what this channel is all about, really. I'm gonna take off my glasses because I don't need them. Okay, next one, the growth paradox. Growth takes a much longer time coming than you think, and then it happens much faster than you ever would have imagined. Growth happens gradually and then suddenly. When you realize this, you start doing things differently. The productivity paradox is next. Work longer, get less done. Parkinson's law states that work expands to fill the time that is available for its completion. When you establish fixed hours to your work, you find unproductive ways to fill it. Work like a lion instead. Sprint, rest, repeat, eat a zebra, chase a giraffe, lie in bed all day. Okay, next up we have the speed paradox. To slow down time, you must speed up. Slowing down gives you the time... I read that wrong. The speed paradox. You have to slow down to speed up. Slowing down gives you the time to actually deliberate with your actions. You can focus, you can gather energy and deploy your resources much more efficiently. It allows you to focus on leverage and ROI, return on investment, and not effort. More slow to move fast. Oh my god. Move slow to move fast. Speaking of moving fast, I bet you can't hit the subscribe button before I describe to you what this channel does. We look at ways young people can live happier, richer, and more productive lives. So if you didn't hit the subscribe button by now, you should have at this stage already. Come on. Okay, next up we have the money paradox. You have to lose money in order to make money. Every successful investor or builder has stories of invaluable lessons where they've suffered a terrible loss of their finances. Sometimes you really do have to pay to learn. Make sure you put skin in the game. Scared money definitely does not make you money. Next up we have the news paradox. The more news that you consume, the less well-informed you are going to be. For all you engineers out there, think about this as more data leads to a higher noise to signal ratio, so you actually end up knowing less about what is actually going on. So if you want to know more about the world, just turn off the news. Turn off the news, watch YouTube. Watch my YouTube. The Icarus Paradox. Icarus crafted wings but flew too close to the sun. So he melted, well, not he melted, his wings melted, and he fell to a horrible death. What makes you successful can also lead you to your downfall. An incumbent achieves success with one thing, but then overconfidence blinds them into disruption. The failure paradox. You have to fail more to succeed more. Our greatest moments of growth often stem directly from our greatest failures. Don't fear failure, right? Just learn to be smart and fail fast. Getting punched in the face builds you a strong jaw. As you can see, I never got punched in my face. The Hamlet Paradox. Hamlet once said, "I must be cruel in order to be kind." In Hamlet, the protagonist is forced to, take seemingly cruel action to prevent a much larger harm. Now, just a confession, I actually have never seen Hamlet. I'm taking this from somebody else. But the point is that life is complex. The long-term righteousness course may be the one that appears short-term, anything but. The Tony Robbins Paradox. In investing, the willingness to admit that you have no competitive advantage can be your ultimate competitive advantage. Strong self-awareness breeds high decision making, and foolish self-confidence breeds nothing of use whatsoever. So be aware, act accordingly. The shrinking paradox. In order to grow, sometimes you need to shrink. Shredding dead weight may be a way to step back, but is necessary for a longer term growth. 1 step back, 2 steps forward is a recipe for consistent long-term success. The death paradox. Know your death to truly live your life. Memento mori is a stoic reminder of the certainty and inescapability of death. The fact you can't escape death. It's not like intended to be morbid in any way, but rather to clarify and illuminate and inspire, right? Because death is inevitable. Live while you're alive. I know that sounds easy. So many people go through life without doing it. Okay, we're getting to my favorite ones now. The say no paradox.
Yes, I know.
Take on less, accomplish more. Success doesn't come from anything that comes your way. It comes from focus. It comes from really deep focus on the tasks that really matter. Say yes to what matters, but say no to what doesn't. Protect your time as a gift that needs to be cherished. That's why they call it the present. The talking paradox. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen more than we speak. Twice as much as we speak, to be exact. If you want your words and ideas to be heard, start by saying less and listening more. You'll find more power in your own words. Talk less, be heard more. I can't really hear anything. The connectedness paradox. The more connected we are, the less connected we are in the connectedness. This is a really hard video to film. The connectedness paradox. More connectedness, less connected. We are consistently connected, bombarded by notifications and dopamine hits. But while we have more connectedness, we feel less connected. Put down your phone, look somebody in the eye, have a conversation and breathe. The surgeon paradox. Now, I'm not sure how much I agree with this, but let's go with it anyway. Looking the part is sometimes the worst indicator of competency. The one who doesn't look the part and has to overcome, something to achieve status is the one that has come from central casting. If you're forced to choose the one that doesn't look the part. Personally, I think you can look the part and be competent, but in A, we have to make 21, so. The looking paradox. Now this is a bit of a trippy one. You may have to stop looking in order to find what you are looking for. Have you ever noticed that when you're looking for something, you never find it? And when you stop looking, what you're looking for may just find you. It applies to love, business, investing, life, everything basically. So stop looking what you're looking for, unless it's your dog or something. Definitely look for your dog. The constant change paradox. Benjamin Franklin once said that once you are finished changing, you're finished. Deep guy. The only one consistent in life is change, right? Entropy is reality. The one thing you can always really count on is that the only change is constant. Embrace it, be dynamic, be adaptable. The control paradox is the next one. The more controlling you are, the less control you have. We have seen this in multiple different instances in life where people try and take control over something and they actually end up with the least control at the end of it. We are wired for independence. Any attempts to counter this will actually be met with a lot of resilience. The fear paradox. So the thing we fear most is often the thing that we need to do. Unless you fear death, then don't do that. Fears, when avoided, can become limiters in our growth and in life. Try and get out of your comfort zone a little bit more. Make a habit of getting close to your fears. Then eventually, when you take that leap, in a metaphorical sense, definitely, you may just find that the growth is on the other side. Will Smith once said that God put the greatest things in life at the point of maximum fear, and at the point of maximum fear is the point of maximum excitement and exhilaration. So do take that into account if you're going to take anything from this video. Thank you very much, Sahil Bloom, for the inspiration on your Twitter feed. I'll link his channel down below. YouTube says that this video is the best video for you to watch next. We'll see you in the next one. Slán.